Mambo Team Africa Worldwide, Habaraya Asabui, Habaraya Mchana, Habaraya Gioni. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Um, Today I am doing this video from Arusha, second day in Arusha. As you all know, I've been in uh, um, Tanzania for over a month now, but I spent the majority of the time in Dar es Salaam. So now I've left the hot of Dar es Salaam and come to the mild temperatures of Arusha, and I like it. I'm here with my dear friend Kutham, and she has been showing me around. So I'll let you take it from here. This will be the second time I've been interviewed on my own platform.
You get interviewed. Okay. So what's up, everybody? This is Kulthum. I'm Tanzanian. And I met this gentleman. We've been talking for like a
Oh,
year or
probably
two.
like a year on Instagram.
Yeah. And finally, I met him. And he's in my town, Arusha. And I'm glad that he likes it. We're at this cafe that is owned by a local lady, a local person. Her name is Leah. The cafe is called Kitamu. It's very nice. You like it?
I like it a lot. I had a Masai spiced tea and chai. And
Yeah,
if
and I
you,
thought he ordered for masala tea, and we started arguing about like, was it Masai or masala?
yeah. So when it came out, and I saw all of the was it Mwiza? How
Maziwa.
Maziwa is how translate milk into Kiswahili. So I saw the milk, which I haven't drank in decades, and I was like, oh, that's not what I ordered. But I have it. I have the Masai spiced tea, and it has ginger in it, and it's delicious.
What would be the huge difference between Arusha and Dar es Salaam?
Well, like I said, I haven't. It's only my second day, but so far, I would say the temperatures in Dar sometimes for someone coming from the global north, the temperature might be a little unbearable. There was times I would hop out of the shower, and by the time I dress, put my clothes on, it would be time for another shower. I would already be sweating, already start beating up on my forehead by the time I get my clothes on. So I
You
think
have to prepare the room temperature before you come out from the
yeah,
shower.
yeah. So I think a lot of people, that'd be a big adjustment because I like heat more than most people, and so if I say it's hot, it's hot. Here is people in Dar said that Arusha is Baridi, which means cold. I wouldn't agree with that. I don't think it's cold at all. It's still warm. It's
Arusha
still
is
it's,
baridi.
it's still comfortable. It's still comfortable.
It is very
It's
comfortable. It is very.
Detroit. Detroit, Michigan is Baridi. If I don't see ice and snow, it's not that cold to me.
Yeah, sometimes we get like a little bit of uh, rain that comes with some.
Like sleeping,
Yeah,
a little bit of ice in the rain.
yeah, and then so we get to experience that. Sometimes it can stay up to like 5 years. You haven't seen anything like that, but sometimes it get like really cold, and
Okay,
you can have some ice on the floor a little
okay, okay.
bit. But we usually like, oh my god, ice.
Yeah, so something was very funny to me. I found out like the richest neighborhood in Dar es Salaam is called Masaki. So I was here. I got a hotel. I wanted to be close to the city because I wanted to know how the internet worked. And the first day I was here, I had a power outage, and due to my profession, I kept having power outages. I'm working in America remotely from here. So if no power, then everything stops for me. So I was like, okay, I gotta get out of this place. So I was asking Kukum. I said, what's the rich area of Arusha? And say the name of the rich area.
Uzunguni.
If you don't know, Mzungu means is the word for a white person. It means a person that wanders around or something like that, right?
Uzunguni.
So it's like I'm like, if my people find out that I've moved all the way from the U.S. to Africa to
Stay in
live
a
in
white
stay
neighborhood.
in the white neighborhood, even though it's owned by African people. It's just the thought of it. So I'm trying not to move there just because of the name,
It's just
but
cautious, like
but
you're too cautious.
yeah. So I mean, because I mean, people always have this thing, and I don't understand it. I don't like it. People always say, African Americans, they go to Africa, but they don't live with the people. And I'm like, hold up. So rich Africans aren't the people. Middle class Africans aren't the people. You have to be poor to be the people.
You gotta go to the hood.
Yeah, nobody would move from Africa to the United States and say, I insist on living in
I
the
want to live in
hood.
the hood.
It makes, that
We
makes,
want to
yeah,
experience the best
right,
of
right,
what our people have
right.
achieved. So,
Yeah.
so it's okay. So we're gonna go to Zungura.
Uh, we looked around. I just, as long as I'm not spending my money with them, I'm spending my money with the family. It's all good. Yeah, but I just thought that was just hilarious. That's something that could be put on a skit. This guy say, I'm going home to my ancestral homeland, and then where does he move? The land, the land of the
The
white
white.
people. Yeah, so yeah, some of my people in my organizations and stuff like that, they'll let me have it. Like, man, yeah, so people always try to authenticate or judge other people's Africanness, you know, their commitment and stuff like that. Um, but my thing is, first you got to get here. You got to at least visit. If you've never been to Africa, you can't talk to me. Yeah, yeah. So,
Aribu.
Asante Sana. Yeah, Karibu means welcome. Because that's the thing that I like to point out. Like a lot of people who have never ever been on the continent, they always say Africans don't like us. Africans don't like us. And I've noticed like every African country I've been to, even though I've been to a lot, I've been to a few. The first thing they say to you is Karibu or welcome.
Or Asante.
Right. So it's like, do things for yourself. Don't listen to what, family and friends might want to tell you about the continent who have never been. They might have had one coworker that was an immigrant, and then that person might have a bad attitude. They just say, "Oh, those people don't like us." It's just crazy.
I think the media has done a really wonderful job to separate us more. But we have to understand that the media we've been watching from when we were born were not really media meant for Africans or Black people. So the narratives of the stories are not really original and they're not to serve our interest. So we have to be really, really careful with where we're getting our stories from.
Yeah.
Because here, the image, of course, America is being sold as an opportunity uh, continent, a place whereby you can be whatever you want. But the image of African Americans is portrayed to us as people who just like have a lot of fun and engage into like a lot of sex and just a lot of guns and a lot of drugs. And so that's like the image they're trying to portray here in Africa. And then we know that the image they're portraying in the US is mostly on like poverty and diseases. And so that narration is not true. I mean, obviously, there are in our communities, there is such a problem, but that's not like who we really, really are.
Right, right. It's all smoke and mirrors, and one of my favorite expressions that I got from one of my father's friends is "the devil is a liar," and you have to know that. And because I speak Kiswahili, I speak of the collective. I'm not talking about each individual in Togo. I'm talking about the collective who control this system, this
Yeah,
global system.
so
I call them Mashatani. I just refer to the collective as Mashatani. Some people use that word Illuminati. I refer to it as Mashatani. You know, Mashatani has a spell over our minds, and we got to break that.
Yeah, we were discussing yesterday, like, what is it that makes it very hard for us to just like achieve uh, our greatest potentials, as Africans, and we're like, it must be a spell.
It has to be because
And
we
I was
have
like, probably it's a
we
curse.
have all these scientists. We create everything, so we're not dumb. It's like we created the personal computer. We created the technology for the World Wide Web. We invented GPS. We really invented the lights because Edison light bulb it lasted for 2 seconds and went out. So that's not a light bulb to me. It was Latimer. They say Latimer improved on it. No, he made it. Edison tried to make a light bulb. Lewis Latimer made a light bulb. So it's like the world would be in complete darkness if it wasn't for Africans. But it seems like even though with all that genius, we're not smart enough to know
Like
that we
with
need to stick
everything.
together, like 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 the God, the universe, however you want to phrase it, rewards unity. And even the insects and the animals know to unify. And we, as African human beings, we don't understand the benefit of African unity.
And that is the key. Like,
Yeah,
there is no way out. It's gonna work for us to attain that economical wealth and just like in social liberation as a culture.
right.
If we don't unite, there's no way out. And so, how do we start uniting? Is first to like visit each other. Like,
Yeah,
African Americans or
and
diaspora in general needs to come and see the continent.
it's not hard. It's not hard. It's like we have a lot of luxuries at home that we think we can't do without. But I mean, you can. Like if you have streaming services that equal $200 a month, or cable TV that equals $200 a month, if you save that for 3 months and you do enough shopping around the internet, you can find a ticket to somewhere in Africa for $600. I'm not saying that's the everyday price. You might have to go. You can't go in the summer. You can't definitely go in December during Christmas holiday. But during off-peak time, you can actually find a ticket to somewhere in Africa for $700. That's just 3 months of cutting back on one of your luxuries. And you don't have to stay a long time. The very first time I came to Africa, I went to Mombasa, Kenya, and I only had 4 days on ground. But what I told myself was I'm realizing the dream, and these 4 days on ground is more than a lot of people are ever going to experience. And if I only ever did that 4 days, I would have been proud of that for the rest of my life. And of course, I've had multiple trips after that, but it's just the point that had I only did those 4 days in Africa, I would still have been extremely proud of that accomplishment.
Absolutely. So come over, just come and see for yourself. Come meet you. It's a different experience when where you go to a country and almost 90% of the people look like you. You will only be noticed that you are not um, Tanzanian or originally from that place when you speak, or for your case, your swag.
Yeah, sometimes even before I talk, they recognize me here. It used to never happen in Kenya. They always assumed I was Kenyan, but the driver told me the other day. He said you have Tanzanian color, but you're not Tanzanian.
And it can be very heartbreaking. I've met some sisters from the U.S. in Dar es Salaam, and they do feel like they are like mixing up with like everybody once they're on the street, but the minute they start talking, they get noticed and they're like giving prices of the Muslim price, the foreign prices. So yeah, we were also discussing that everybody really wants who is pro Pan Africanism and wants to visit Africa one day, or wants to move here, or wants economical wealth, generational wealth, you must learn Swahili.
Yes, yes, and that's why I changed the name of this channel from Team Africa Worldwide to Kiswahili Worldwide because my
Right.
Kiswahili gets better every day,
Your
and
Kiswahili is really, really good. I'm
thank you
like,
so much.
yeah, you got. If
And,
you just stay for 1 year, then we'll
yeah,
be
so
stopping you. We'll be
I,
telling you, can
I
you speak some English a little
yeah,
bit?
yeah. I actually, it's like I speak Kiswahili, but I don't hear Kiswahili, and that's my biggest problem. I'll talk to people, they'll know what I'm saying, but when they talk back to me, then that's when I have to say Samahani Sipahamu, which means excuse me, I don't understand. So that's what I'm working on now, just getting my Swahili ear good. But I spent a complete day because when I first got here, I lived in a section called Kadoma. There's very few English speakers there, and I had a driver with me for the whole day
Where?
that only spoke
Kodoma.
not Kadoma,
Kingamboni.
Kingaboni, and my driver spoke probably like 2% English, and so I spent the whole day with him, and I got to everywhere I wanted to go, and I bought everything I wanted to buy, and it was and after that day, I was like, I speak Kiswahili.
So you can start brushing up from like lessons on the internet, and then you have like the greatest example in the U.S. with the Kwanzaa celebrations. That's literally coming from Tanzania. Tanzania is born and structured under socialism, and so Kwanzaa. I remember the first time I learned about Kwanzaa. I was like, Kwanzaa in America? Wait, Ujamaa? This is our shit. Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
And then I saw in some comedy, like old comedies, like people trying to ridicule
mm,
African Americans
yeah.
practicing
Yeah, they make fun of
Kwanzaa.
us. They make fun of us. They call us hoteps, and they don't even realize where hotep comes from. It's so disrespectful because it comes from the architect of the step pyramid, Imhotep,
Yeah.
and Kemet. And that's what was his name, and so his name became a greeting. And so when you calls a person a hotep as an insult, what you're actually doing is insulting the ancestors.
The same way I've been thinking about the word nigger, right? Uh, I think it was used just like how hotep is being used.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like it's a great word.
yeah,
It means king,
right,
and
right,
so
right.
I think the slave
Man,
masters were like, "Yeah, king." So
yeah.
I
So
think that's
yeah,
where the nigger
yeah.
came from.
Some of my friends who are very intelligent, I can't even get them to even open their ear to hear what you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried to, and I knew this before I even came to Africa. I was trying to explain to people this is an African word, and I said you can take any word and make it bad.
And
I
make
was
it
like,
bad.
if I called you a woman and I called you a woman in a bad way every day, and every time I
I'd be
got
like,
mad
"Don't
with
call
you,
me that."
oh yeah, and then all of a sudden it would change. The meaning would change before, and people would forget what woman ever meant. And so, and
Yeah.
that's what happened with N word. It's N words all over Africa. Like just here, like when I say Watu, I refer to those others as people, and I refer to us as Watu, but it all has its breaks. You have M2 means singular, and then
A
if
person.
you go that right a person, but if you go to to the south like with like Zulu and stuff, they say into
Me too.
into. So it's the same thing. A lot of people will say we are Bantus. Well, BA is plural. Bantu means several people, and into is one person. And all these words come together. Negus is the emperor of Ethiopia, and it's so much is people are so close-minded to that because there's so much pain attached
Pain.
to it that
Yeah.
you just say that word and they're willing to risk their life, they're willing to go to jail, lose their job. It's an emotional push button that's used by Mashatani, and it doesn't phase me in the least, because
Yeah.
I know it's like some things. just based on the things you intuitively like draw conclusions. And I said, well, let me do some research on this 'cause I think this
Yeah.
word comes from Africa. And it's a fact, it does. One of my friends, like, I mean, he's a college professor. He's like, no linguist would agree with you. I'm like, I don't care what a linguist says. I'm trying to tell you what I
Well,
know.
yeah. So it's good. I think it's best if we. Okay, I cannot put myself there because I have not lived to the exploitations in the U.S. But it would be nice if people would just accept, like African Americans would just accept that word and ignore. I think it would go down if somebody calls you a nigger and you're like, yeah, king. So what's up?
Yep, yep,
And just let it go.
yep.
And I think that in the next generation, that would never. I mean, the insult will just go away,
Right, right,
and
right,
the true meaning of that word will come
right.
back.
In
So
fact, I was trying to start a t-shirt line on Teesprings, and and one of my t-shirts said NGA means king, and Facebook blocked my ad campaign.
why would they do that?
They don't want the truth out there. They blocked my ad campaign. First, they tried to say they thought I was a victim of credit card fraud for me to send front and back of my government ID. I did that, and then they said, "Well, you're still blocked." But you can't call anybody, you can't email nobody. They just won't tell you why it's blocked.
Yeah,
And so yeah, they don't. There's certain information they like. Nah, you can't put that out there.
yeah. So this is Mwalimu Nyerere.
This is the first president of Tanzania. He's also a Pan African, and he's that like he's the founder. I can say the the person who promoted and really put strength into like the language Kiswahili because like African Africans were like we're one, but we have so many tribes, meaning bloodlines. It is our nature to have like clans, different clans, and we never like exploited each other based on our clans. We just like protected our wealth. Let's say like this village is protecting their wealth from the other, but so yeah, we really need to unite. And Kiswahili is one of the biggest thing that has made Tanzania unite. Is an example. So we have like 100 tribes in Tanzania alone, and Tanzania has about 60 million people, and we have 100 tribes. Ethiopia has about let's say 150 million people, maybe 200 million people, and it has 200 tribes. So a tribe is no more in Africa. We're all Africans, but we have tribes. And the biggest separation, like it's not separation, it's like identification of like your bloodline, is from like the areas you're coming from, like in Africa. So we have Bantu. I know a lot of people know about Bantu, but that's just one. It's just one bloodline. And then there's Kushites, the Kush, and then we have the Nilots. Uh, these are like people coming from the River Nile area, and then we have the Hamites, who are the descendants of Ham, uh, descendants of I think it's the
Minutes.
the Kemetic.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Cam. I think it's the same thing.
but the Nilots are the ones who are from Kemet
Yeah, but
because of River Nile.
right.
So through those like four things, different tribes comes from that, and then but then they all moved around the continent because it's our nature to move,
Right,
literally.
right. I always tell them there's no real such thing as East African or West African because the East Africans came from West Africa and the West Africans came from East Africa.
West
It's all
Africa
blended
is
together.
like has a lot of Bantu, and they came all the way to like Central
east and southern of Africa, and
Right.
the people who were at the central moved and went to like the east, and the people who so we like move a lot, a lot,
Right.
a lot, a lot.
Right. Right.
Like my tribe is called is from Bulu. Bulu is like the highlands in Arusha in my town here, but our bloodline is traced in the Kushites, and the Kushites are from the Horn of Africa, that
Mm.
area. So when I go to Ethiopia, they say, hey, we're
Right.
sisters, same
Right.
hair, same nose, same what. And I tell them, yo, there's a whole village of you guys in Arusha.
Right. Right.
But we're
Right.
also known as people who move.
Right.
So also like the Maasai, I don't know if you guys have heard of the Maasai out there.
Most people have, not everybody, but most people who are interested in Africa have heard of us.
Yeah, the Maasai is a great tribe. I believe they are the last generation, original generation of Kemet.
Okay.
My philosophy, um, because of uh, their culture, how they dress up, how they carry themselves, in their bloodline. They are Nilotics, and Nilots are people from the Nile, and now they're found in Arusha in Kenya, and there isn't any source of River Nile in Arusha in Kenya, so something must have happened for them to like come. Or probably it was like the return. I usually think also maybe they started out here because Arusha is like very, very ancient. Tanzania in general is
Right.
like the most
Well, the,
naturally reserved
right.
country in the world. Uh, Even the movie, Lion King,
Mhm.
it's like from Tanzania,
Right. Right.
Simba and whatever. And
Yeah. Most Americans, because of that movie, we know Simba, we know Rafiki, and we know Hakuna Matata.
yeah, there's a sister I met, and she was like, she thought people were just playing with her, right? They're like, hey, Mama Rafiki. She's like, hmm? And I said, Hakuna Matata. And then she realized that she's actually in the country of where that movie
Right.
was
Right.
made.
Right.
And she was very happy. That made her very, very happy. So yeah, we cannot move any farther if we don't unite. That's gonna be like what Malcolm X said, what uh, the American guy who Marcus Garvey,
Mhm.
the economical liberation,
Yeah.
the unity of African
Even though his
people.
organization was in America, you have to make the Jamaicans real mad right
Oh my gosh,
now.
is it Jamaica?
Yeah, he's originally from Jamaica, but his organization was founded in the United States. Well, it wasn't founded in the United States, but it grew to his height in the United States. But he was originally from Jamaica.
My bad. We are one anyway. Malcolm X came to this town.
Oh yeah, I know he did at least like 5 months of his last year of his life in Africa. Most people don't know that.
Muhammad Ali as well. Um, Came to Tanzania. Michael Jackson came. Um, a lot of people came. Che Guevara, although Che Guevara is not like African, but
He's
he
not
really
African, but
he fought.
he invited to the picnic. Che Rivera,
Yeah.
Che Rivera. If anybody don't know about Che Rivera, check out a independent movie called The Motorcycle Diaries, and you will have nothing but respect. You know why everybody wears those T-shirts. I never bought one because I didn't want to be on the bandwagon. But most people that call themselves revolutionary either have a Che Rivera T-shirt or a poster behind them. Watch that movie, The
Yeah,
Motorcycle Diary, and you'll see why. So
the guy came
even though he
here.
wasn't a brother, he was a brother.
He was a brother because he came here. He trained our military, and he went with like Tanzanian military to the Congo to like help train them and fight for liberation. So brother is good.
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
really is one
So,
of the
right.
real
So,
ones.
so that's what I mean when I say I'm not saying every Mzungu is Mashatani. I'm saying the collective
Just
group.
structure. And the thing is, why why there's a problem even with Zoom with white people who are not being racist or whatever, but they are enjoying the benefit of the
Mhm.
racial system.
Yeah,
And so we have a problem
yeah,
with that.
if you're not willing to uh, shake off that privilege and speak up against your
That you're a
people,
racist too.
then you're no good for it.
Anyway, so yeah, I guess we'll we'll probably have another sessions because you're still gonna be around in
Yeah,
Arusha.
yeah, yeah. I'll be here for a while. I'm playing it by ear. I want to compare this city to Dar es Salaam. Decide which one is going to be
Nyumbani.
Yumbani. Yumbani means home.
So Karibu, come home, guys. On the 25th of May is African Liberation Day, and it's a celebration that everybody should be aware of. It's a day that we should unite. Before COVID, I was doing like events physically, and during COVID time, the past 2 years, we've been just doing an online event. So I don't know. Are we free from COVID already, like worldwide?
I think
after after
I
Ukraine.
think they're lowering it. I heard that Kenya just recently like changed their restrictions. I know some of the restrictions in the U.S. have gone down, so I think the masks are going away. But I've really been so focused on learning my way around Tanzania. I haven't like really been into the international news much over the past month. But I think the restrictions are going away.
Yeah, so how about we meet in Tanzania in May and you come for a bigger reason? You come to a celebration whereby we are going to be discussing and putting forth how we can build generational wealth, how we can build a bridge between diaspora and continental Africans, how we can build trust again, because we have a really big issue with trust.
Definitely.
And a lot of continental Africans would give you an example of Liberia. If you guys are not aware of what happened in Liberia, you need
Mhm.
to Google. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're not gonna even go down that road.
yeah, so um, yeah, we'll keep you updated.
Oh, definitely. So, I hope this was informative. And as I always say, Asante Sana for watching. Kwaheri Kwasasa.